Another day, another video of first aid by. What is Peter Pan syndrome? Causes, symptoms and way of dealing. Peter Pan syndrome is a term used to describe a person who is emotionally and mentally stuck in childhood and is unable to emotionally grow up and take on the responsibilities of adulthood. People with this condition tend to display immature behavior and may have difficulty forming meaningful relationships or facing difficult realities that come with adulthood. What is Peter Pan syndrome? Peter Pan syndrome is a pop culture term used to describe men who never seem to grow up and remain stuck in a state of arrested development. This syndrome is typically characterized by an inability to take responsibility, a need for independence, and an aversion to commitment. People with Peter Pan syndrome may also struggle with forming and maintaining meaningful relationships. Where the term Peter Pan syndrome comes from. The term Peter Pan syndrome derives its name from the classic J.M. Barrie novel, Peter Pan. In the novel, the protagonist, Peter Pan, is an eternal child who never grows up. This idea of an individual who refuses to grow up and take on the responsibilities of adulthood is what is meant by the term Peter Pan syndrome. The syndrome is commonly used to describe a person who is emotionally immature, irresponsible, and has difficulty forming lasting relationships. However, there are some practical tips and strategies that can help individuals with Peter Pan syndrome to take more responsibility and move towards a more fulfilling life. Practice mindfulness and self-reflection. Practicing mindfulness and self-reflection can help us become aware of our thoughts and feelings and can help us gain a better understanding of ourselves and our environment. It can help us recognize our motivations and values, and help us create healthier ways of living. It can also give us the tools to make decisions and take actions that help us achieve our goals. Through mindfulness and self-reflection, we can learn to live more intentionally and joyfully. Set achievable goals. Setting achievable goals is a great way to stay on track and stay motivated. Achievable goals are realistic and specific goals that you can work towards. It is important to have both short-term and long-term goals that are measurable and attainable. Setting achievable goals can help you stay focused, determined, and organized as you work towards your desired outcome. Focus on personal growth. Focusing on personal growth is a great way to reach your potential and become the best version of yourself. Taking the time to reflect on your weaknesses and strengths, and working to improve yourself can be incredibly rewarding. Personal growth requires dedication, hard work and resilience, but it can be incredibly fulfilling and lead to a happier, healthier and more meaningful life. Get support from friends and family. Friends and family can be great sources of support when times are tough. They can provide emotional and practical support and can help to motivate and encourage you in difficult times. Whether it's a shoulder to cry on, a listening ear, a helping hand, or just being there for you, the support of friends and family can make all the difference. Seek professional help. Seeking professional help is a great way to get the support you need in difficult times. Mental health professionals are trained to provide evidence-based treatment, tailored to your individual needs, to help you navigate life's challenges. Professional help can provide a safe space to explore your thoughts and feelings, and collaborate with you to develop a plan for managing your mental health. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight, so be patient with yourself and take things one step at a time. With time and effort, you can overcome Peter Pan syndrome and lead a fulfilling life. What causes Peter Pan syndrome? Fear of commitment. The Peter Pan syndrome is a psychological term used to describe those who fear commitment and have difficulty growing up. People with this syndrome often have difficulty making long-term plans, setting goals, and taking responsibility for their lives. They may also lack a sense of purpose and identity, and struggle to find meaning in their lives. People with the Peter Pan syndrome often experience anxiety, depression, and fear of commitment. Low self-esteem. The Peter Pan syndrome, also known as the low self-esteem syndrome, is a psychological disorder characterized by an inability to accept the responsibilities of adulthood and a reluctance to grow up. People with this disorder may be unable to trust others, suffer from low self-esteem, and often engage in self-destructive behaviors. They may also struggle with commitment issues and have difficulty forming meaningful relationships. Anxiety or depression. The Peter Pan syndrome is a term used to describe people who have difficulty transitioning into adulthood, often due to feelings of anxiety or depression. Symptoms include an inability to take responsibility for oneself, difficulty making and keeping friends, and overall resistance to growing up. People with the Peter Pan syndrome may also struggle with low self-esteem, procrastination, and difficulty making decisions or setting goals. It is important for those who identify with this syndrome to seek professional help in order to manage and reduce symptoms.